Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we will be big box store plant shopping at the Walmart off of Lake Road in McKinney, Texas. As always, please make sure you are hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. I do 1 hour plant shopping videos daily, and today we are in McKinney, Texas, checking out the outdoor and indoor section of this Walmart. So a little bit about this Walmart. Apparently this Walmart off of Lake Road in McKinney is in the top 5 Walmarts in terms of just the amount of outdoor plants that they have here, the volume in which they sell plants. So we're just going to take a look at all of these outdoor plants. It is spring, and for those that have watched my channel, I do mostly indoor tropical plants, but I do want to show you guys a lot of the outdoor gardening plants as well. You will see some really cool rare finds at this location as well, but that'll be later in the video. But for now, we are looking at a bunch of these container plants. So we are looking at a cordyline plant or a Hawaiian tea plant there with some mandevilla flowers. I like this a lot, and the cool thing about cordyline plants, or they're also known as Hawaiian tea plants, are if you give them a lot more light, they will get better coloration. You can see right here, it's got some more pinks going on here. I ended up buying one of these earlier in the season. I have yet to replant it in a bigger pot. These can get fairly large, and I'm excited for mine to grow. I've just been putting it off in terms of just like repotting it. This weekend, this Easter weekend, I'll be doing a lot of repotting and just getting my outdoor section ready for me to show you on my YouTube channel. And you can see right here, these are for $5.84. These are white bird of paradise. Now with this, you can grow these outdoors, but just know that it depends if you have like really intense cold winters. These will not do well. These do well in Florida, where they actually grow them outdoors. And if you give it a lot of light, they can potentially bloom. And you can see this is some type of fern right here. These are all for $5.84. These are sourced out by Costa Farms. And again, we've got another cordyline Hawaiian tea plant for $5.84. That's actually not a bad price at all. So if you're looking for a cordyline plant, I would definitely go to Walmart. And you can see right here, we've been seeing a lot of tropical hanging baskets. This is a mandevilla flower. I like the look of it. I just have never grown mandevilla flowers, but apparently they can also be grown on a trellis. They can be in hanging baskets, so there's a lot of variety on it. So now we're gonna look over here and pan over some of their flowering plants. I know that I visited another Walmart recently where I showed a lot of their flowering plants, but look at how gorgeous these are right here. So I thought these calibrachoas were actually petunias, miniature petunias, but these are calibrachoas. I think I'm pronouncing it right. That's for $17.88 in a hanging basket. That is a great price for a full hanging basket of flowers. And then over here, we are looking at some geraniums. What I like about geraniums, it's actually not only the beautiful blooms, but also look at the leaves right there. There is a subtle gradation of like a dark color. It looks like somebody stenciled that pattern on the leaves. And that's the thing about nature. It's just amazing how you can get these patterns and how perfect they can be. The red next to the green is a really good contrast. And I also obviously love all of these hanging baskets of flowers. I used to grow a bunch of flowers as a kid, but now, my aesthetics have kind of changed. I do prefer azaleas if I'm going to grow flowering plants. But now that I'm looking at this Walmart and looking at the selection of Walmart, I may want to grow a bunch of flowers again. I have a bunch of zinnia seeds and marigold seeds, but I've never really been into geraniums. But look at that beautiful dark pink for this geranium. They got some light pink as well. The only drawback of geraniums, and I think some of you guys would agree, is geraniums don't necessarily smell very nice. They don't have a fragrant smell about it. Honestly, they've got it's even a hard thing to describe with geraniums, but with geraniums, they need full sun, just like most flowering plants, and they are very thirsty plants as well. So you got to make sure that you're taking care of them and giving them the amount of water they need. Now we've got a bunch of petunias here. So this petunia is for $12.97 by Garden Expert. Love petunias. Petunias have been very much hybridized. Like, look at this, has more of like a veining texture about it. Love the lavender look. And I've been seeing a lot of petunias, and there's so many different varieties. We are going to be seeing a lot of that as I pan over and show you the rest of this outdoor section. And you can see they've got a bunch of wax begonias. And I'm going to pull this wax begonia right over here. I bought some of these wax begonias earlier just because when you think about begonias, at least for somebody who grows indoor tropical plants, you don't think about begonias as being a plant that would be grown for its flowers, but these wax begonias have some amazing flowers. I remember going to the Fort Worth botanical gardens where they had a really large specimen. I think it was like 3 feet by 4 feet in height, and it was a massive wax begonia, and it had so many beautiful pink flowers. So I am inspired to grow these outdoors in my patio, just to see how large I can size it up and potentially overwinterize it, bring it indoors and grow it indoors. So we're going to see. Now, wax begonias are very versatile. They can actually be grown in partial shade, or full sun. Now, if you give them full sun, you just have to make sure that you are keeping them hydrated. Otherwise, they will not do as well. And I think that's with almost all flowers. Now, when you think about outdoor gardening, flowers will always do better in full sun unless specifically, stated that they need shade, like azaleas, camellias, those types of flowers, gardenias. But these ones that we're looking at love full sun, and there's quite a bit of them. So we're just going to look at how gorgeous all of the different colors are here. And over here we are looking at some gerbera daisy jaguar mix. This one's for $5.88 by Better Homes and Gardens. Now, I do love the Better Homes and Gardens line. So that's basically the more upscale, more modern contemporary line that Walmart features. They've got some amazing looking planters. Honestly, the Better Homes and Gardening planters are probably the best value as compared to other big box stores. At least that's in my opinion. And I love that they have a line of different types of outdoor plants. This one is an interesting one. So you can see that this flower bloom is actually mutated, but you can see there are a variety of different colors with these daisies. Like this one is more of a pink one. And when you look at the middle of the flower, that's really nice. Flowers in general, when you think of flowers, they cheer people up. And that's one thing that is missing in my garden is I don't have as many flowers. There is one particular Satsuki azalea that I have that is absolutely stunning. It is in full bloom right now, but I may actually grow some container flowers just because if I am going to do it, I can just get them at Walmart. These are really good prices. Now, obviously these are perennial. So if I were to grow these in the ground, I think my zone would actually get them to where they would be true perennials. So perennials, for those that are new to plants, and just the term perennials are plants that you can actually grow in your landscape, and they potentially or most likely will return every year. So obviously they will, grow, bloom, do their thing for a season. And then when fall comes and winter comes, they will die back down, and then they will eventually grow back in the spring. I love that. And, that's one thing that I might actually consider is growing some perennials in my garden. Right now, I actually have a wannabe, and I say wannabe Japanese garden because I do have some Japanese maples. If you haven't checked out my video that I uploaded this week, I go to Metro Maples, which is a Japanese maple garden, not garden, well, it is a garden, but also Japanese maple nursery out in Fort Worth, Texas. I would really want to invite you guys to check that out. I know that a lot of you guys are just checking out a lot of the indoor plants and maybe even the outdoor plants, but if you get a chance to check out the Metro Maples video on my channel, you will really like just the beautiful colors that those foliage maples have. And over here we've got some celosia blooming plants here. They've got different colors. So this one's like a fuchsia color. We've got a red color. We've got a yellow color. Those also require full sun. I do like the texture of the bloom. It's really interesting. And I think this year, Walmart has really stepped up its game in terms of just their flowering plants and outdoor gardening plants. Like here, we've got a set of 4 zinnias for $3.54 by Garden Expert. Now, zinnias are super easy to grow. I always grow them from seed and they do amazing. My favorite type of zinnia, though, to grow would be the peppermint mix zinnia. It's variegated zinnias. I love that a lot. And then you can see right here, more petunias. They come in different colors, varieties, and they're actually a really good price. These are for $6.27. You get a full 6-pack, I believe, of petunias. These would be great in like a flower bed or a flower container. So it really depends on your space. And then I also love these African marigolds because look at how large these blooms are. Now these are for $1.97. Marigolds are probably the easiest flowering plant to grow. I remember as a kid, these were actually my first flowering plants I've ever grown from seed. And I remember buying a Happy Meal at McDonald's, and the McDonald's Happy Meal had a freebie where it was like a small indoor, I would say like greenhouse contraction, and it actually had like marigold seeds. I ended up growing them, and that was my first time growing marigolds, and that's actually one of my favorite plants. There are a lot of plants that actually remind me as a child. For those that are just getting to know me, my name is Richie and I'm based out in North Dallas. I do plant shopping videos, both indoor and now outdoor plants. Eventually, I would like to post a little bit of like home styling techniques as well, and we'll see about that. But as you guys can see here, so many beautiful flowers. Now, my plant foldies, and for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Let me know what you think about the flowers that I'm showing you, like this New Guinea impatient. Now, with impatiens, they are actually more... They actually prefer more like semi-shade versus like full sun. And then we have some more celosia flowers right over here. But plant foldies, for those that are watching, let me know what your favorite flowers are to grow in your landscape. Do you grow them in containers? And if you are in the live premiere chat, let me know as well. I love engaging with you guys. And I think that's the reason why I do my very best to try to give you guys daily, close to 1 hour plant shopping content. I think it's all about giving you guys a community, the plant foldy community we have that is growing. I love seeing new people on the chat. So if you're watching this as a live premiere, don't be shy to say hello. It's a really positive community, and ask me any questions about plants. I'm not an expert, but I will always try to find a resource for you, at least give you some plant insights. And you can see right there, that was a beautiful begonia. I really like the yellow begonia. And then you've got some more begonias right over here. Look at that. And this was for $5.88 by Better Homes and Garden. I like that a lot. And these would be great container plants. I actually am growing a couple of flowering begonias. And then look at this beautiful canary yellow Kalia lily, and this one is for $6.27 by Garden Expert. Look at those roots, they're just popping out. Now Kalia lilies apparently are not marigolds, perennials as well, so you can plant them in the ground and they will come back year after year. Now this is a loss flowering anthurium for $14.97. So I love flowering anthuriums. I've got about 3 of them, and I've been able to convert them in hydroponic. So basically I've taken out the soil and basically have grown these in just straight water, and they're doing very well for me. I love that a lot. And what I love about these flowering anthurium, this one particularly I would have actually taken home and bought because I like pink flowers as well, and I just like pink flower plants in general. That's something that I would have taken home, but I am trying my very best not to spend as much money on plants. My plant room is coming along well, so I may be close to giving you guys a home tour. Now if you are looking for a home tour of my plants, please make sure you are hitting the like button. I might be more inspired to produce that, but for those watching this video, hit the like button for me because it does help with my video engagement. It pushes my videos out to more people. And you can see here, this is a dahlia for $5.88. Look at how beautiful this dahlia is. And again, with dahlias, I didn't realize that they were actually grown mostly from tubes, like tubes or bulbs, but I've seen them also offered as seeds. So like for those that have grown dahlias, can you just kind of grow them from both? I know that they're perennial, so you can grow them. And then this is another flower that I've been getting really interested in. This is the columbine plant or flower, and I'm going to show you this. These are by Garden Expert, but look at this. So what I think is gorgeous about this flower is, first of all, it's $5.47, so I may end up buying one of these and actually growing them. I got to do more research, but look at the shape of the flower, right? Look at how beautiful it is, but look at the side. They look like squid almost. Like, I don't know, just the texture of the flowers, it's really unique. It kind of gives me more of like an origami structure about it. So I'm not 100% sure what the care tips are for this. I do like the color of this one, but there is another one that I like, and that's more of like a purple blue one. But look at that. Isn't that cool? It kind of looks like squid or some kind of like sea creature. I don't know if I'm the only one seeing that. Let me know in the comments if you think that, but these are really nice. I didn't realize that Garden Expert actually offered them for $5.47 because there is a Better Homes and Garden version that we'll see as well that's being offered for like $9.77 or something. So it's a little bit more expensive, but that was actually a flower that I want and am interested in growing. Not sure if I want to just grow them in my landscape or just have them as like a container plant. And then right here we've got some Asiatic lilies. These are for $6.27 by Garden Expert as well. I've seen different colors of these particular lilies, and you know, with Easter literally just 2 days away from when this video was published, so this is Good Friday. I love seeing lilies. They're so fragrant. They smell so well. I love the Easter lilies, just the plain white ones that you see at like big box stores and grocery stores. But these ones you can grow in the landscape alongside with this. So this is another type of Asiatic lily. This one is the pink one. Really like that a lot. My niece's name is Lily, and that is actually her favorite flower. And then right over here, look at these blue flowers here. They remind me of like giant Texas blue bonnets, but they're not blue bonnets. They are perennials. And I was actually talking to one of the vendors that works for Walmart, and they said that this particular flower is one of their best sellers, and I can see why. Now this is for I think $18 and some change. Really nice looking flower. I don't know a lot about it, so if you've grown this particular flower, please let me know in the comments what the care tips are, and if they're easy or a little bit more challenging to grow. And then these are some Amore petunias. So Amore petunias are a line of petunias that obviously have been grown and hybridized. This one is for $8.97, which is not bad at all for like a full container. Look at that that candy cane look about it. I really love these petunias, and petunias, at least this year, has to be the flower of the hour, because every time I've gone to a big box store, I've seen so many different varieties. And then this is also another flower that I like. These are fuchsia wind chimes pink lilac for $5.88. This is by Better Homes and Gardens, and these can actually get very large, and I love how their flowers kind of look like wind chimes. You know, they kind of face downward. Now these would require a little bit more bright light. And we've got some Riger begonias right over here by Better Homes and Gardens. I've seen that a lot at a local plant nursery called Callaway's. And then right over here, we've got some Dianthus Odessa. These are for $9.74 by Better Homes and Gardens. So Better Homes and Gardens has a lot of nice outdoor plants. You can definitely create a really good garden with all of the varieties. Now here we've got a Cetoscria, I guess that's how you pronounce it, for $3.97. I would think this is some type of Triscanthia. Now I found a variegated boat lily one that has more like pink and variegation. This one is more purple in general. I was actually thinking of growing this indoors, but this is actually really good ground cover. Very easy to grow plant. Now the thing about it is you have to trim it back, otherwise it will get leggy. I was actually thinking about buying buying this particular plant and putting it in a container and growing it as an indoor house plant. But we'll see. I've been growing a lot of purple dark foliage plants. I really like the look of them, and this would be another plant that I would add into my collection, and it's only for $3.97, so it's not expensive at all. I would actually repot this in maybe a 6-inch planter just to give it a little bit more room, and I would actually grow it outside of my front patio. I've got a couple of plants that I'm growing outside of my front patio, so we're gonna check it out and see how that works out for me. And you can see we've got some more ground cover right over here, and I'm just gonna walk around and show you all the different colors and flowers that they have at this Walmart. Now this is another one of those columbine flowers. This is the Kirigami blue white. This is actually the one I really like. I love just the color, that purple color. And again, this is a fascinating flower just because the buds before they open up look like squids or some type of like sea creature, you know, the ends of that flower. And they're just a very elegant looking flower. There's more structure to it. There's a lot of like nuances on the blooms. So that would be something I am probably actually most likely going to buy and make like a flower container and grow it outdoors for the season. It is a perennial, so I'm thinking that it would grow back. But look at that. Doesn't that look like a squid? Now for those that may have grown this flower, this columbine flower, let me know what in the comments or even in the live premiere chats if they're really nice and easy to grow. This is another one. This one is the rose pink version of a columbine flower for $9.74 by Better Homes and Gardens. So, you know, they have that red version, they've got like the purple version, and they got this pink one too. I like that a lot. For some reason, they remind me of kusadama or origami flower balls. I make a lot of those, and just the structure of it kind of reminds me of that. Look at how beautiful that flower is. It is one of those flowers that I want to grow. Now, I heard that you can actually grow them from seed, so I might look into it, but look at that. Really light, nice structure on the flower for $9.74. That is not bad at all. And for those that have stuck around, please make sure you're sticking around even further. I know that you might be interested in finding the indoor tropical plants. I will feature those, but I want to take a little bit more time since it is spring to talk about all of the outdoor plants. Like this is a Euphorbia Ascot Rainbow. This one is by Better Homes and Garden for $9.74. Now this is another plant that I was wanting to possibly grow indoors just because of that variegation and in that, you know, subtle undertone where it's got a darker foliage. But these are all gorgeous. I have to commend Walmart for their Better Homes and Garden line. It is more of the upscale line. I don't mind spending a little bit more money for it because they've got some really beautiful selections. And obviously the garden expert, this is the Iceland poppies. So I've actually grown California poppies from seed, and they are a very easy flower to grow. Now these do require full sun, and they come in many varieties of colors, so I like that a lot. So we will see if we're gonna grow some flowers this season. I need to hurry up if I am gonna do that, just because, you know, it is going to be April, and that is the best time to really plant them. And then we've got some hostas. These are the hostas Blue Angel. I do like hostas, the look of it, just because they kind of remind me of a tropical houseplant, maybe like a philodendron or some type of caladium. I like the texture of the leaves. Now these hosta do require shade to be able to grow. They are perennial, so you can grow them in the ground and they will grow back year after year unless you have like a really tough winter. And you can see right here they've got some southern wood fern for $8.77 by Garden Expert. I think that these were a little bit burned. I think they do require a little bit more shade. And then we've seen some holly ferns right over here for $8.77. Now I've seen holly ferns offered by Costa Farms in a hanging basket, so you can grow these indoors. I don't currently have any fern in my collection, but I am considering to get like some fern added, maybe like a hurricane fern or something of that nature. But gosh, what a beautiful outdoor section that this particular Walmart has. And I love how they merchandise their plants. They're organized, they're healthy, and they're priced very well. And I just want to swing over here again and show you these beautiful columbine flowers. And we've got some more petunias right over here. You can see they've got different colors. Love petunias. They're a very versatile flower. You can grow them in flower beds, flower containers, hanging baskets. And over here, we've got some primrose. So I don't know a lot about primrose, but I do like the texture of the leaves. Let's see how much this costs. This one is for $4.97 by Garden Expert. Not a bad price at all. And again, you know, if you're gonna buy flowers or just outdoor gardening plants, I would recommend Walmart. Walmart has the most cost-effective pricing as compared to Lowe's and Home Depot, other big box stores. And they have some really good quality plants. They're healthy. And you know, you can't go to a Grow Folds video and not see some kalanchoe. It's so interesting that kalanchoe, I thought were just some type of flower, but it's actually a succulent. This particular one is in bloom, and you can see we've got some cyclamen right over here. So cyclamen are best, I guess, grown in colder climates. These ones are for $5.88 by Better Homes and Garden. And what I like about cyclamen is I like the leaf shape and also the leaf pattern. They've got a nice heart-shaped leaf and they're gorgeous. And then this Walmart particularly has so many types of geraniums, and very interested in growing coleus plants. These ones are for $8.78. Not a bad price at all for coleus plants. So I am going to be growing these from seeds because I want different types of varieties. I am interested in growing coleus plants because my grandmother was able to get a couple of starter ones in 3-inch pots one year, and she was able to multiply and propagate them. They're very easy to propagate apparently. And I'm interested in growing them to be grown indoors because you can make like coleus trees. Apparently you can grow these indoors. So we're going to see if I can do that. I'm going to see what types of varieties I can get. Now with coleus plants, some coleus can really just go into full sun, but they prefer more like partial shade. They're very thirsty plants. Where I'm from, which is the Philippines, they call them Mayana plants, and they grow very easily in tropical climates. And then right over here, I'm going to try to pull this out. This is another Better Homes and Gardens petunia for $8.78. So this one has more of like a miniature petunias or smaller blooms, but nonetheless, they are gorgeous. Love the pink flowers. They kind of remind me of like Satsuki azaleas almost, just the look of it, and that's really nice. And then right over here, these ones now are by Garden Expert. So Garden Expert is more of like the more cost-effective brand, and these are for $6.97. Another type of coleus plant right here. I love the color of this one as well. The one coleus plant that I want to grow is the Black Dragon one, just because it's basically got almost black leaves with like a maroon or like dark red tone about it. I do like dark foliage plants. You know, I call them Gothic plants, and just there's a really nice aesthetic about it. But like that one is a really nice color, coleus plants. And then right over here, we got some more Calia lilies. These ones are for $10.47. And these ones are a nice little pink one. I do love the blooms of coleus plants. They're very delicate looking blooms, and they're just gorgeous. And there's just so many plants right here. It is a nice sunny day at Walmart in North McKinney or McKinney, Texas. So if you are at Walmart, let me know what you think about your Walmart selections. If you guys are getting all of these nice flowers, like you can see right here, another hanging basket of flowers. And these are different like colors of petunias. I think these are petunias or some type of flower. I like it a lot. Lavender, purple colors give you a classic, very elegant look about a flower, and also white blooms, white flowering plants. Here we've got a hanging basket of geraniums mixed with variegated vinca, and this is another hanging basket available. Love the variegated vinca. It's starting to trail down, and you can see in the background more petunias right over here. So this Walmart has a ton of flowering plants, specifically petunias. I will be visiting more Walmart plants, outdoor plants, to see what kind of plants they have, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be pretty much the same. But this particular one has so many petunias. Like this is one of the petunias I wouldn't mind growing in my collection. Look at that. That is such a gorgeous looking candy cane looking petunia, and it's just so amazing to see how Mother Nature can create these patterns on these blooms. Now petunias are very easy. You just need to make sure that you keep them hydrated, so water them, and I would say give them full sun to really get all of the blooms. They bloom for quite a bit all throughout into the summer, and you can see this is another variety of petunia here. So if you're going to buy petunias, I would definitely recommend Walmart. For those that are new to my channel, you already know that you should subscribe because I give you guys 1 hour plant shopping videos of big box stores. I'll try to give you as many plant pricing and plant names. Now, for those that are in the live premiere chats, what do you guys think about this petunia? And what did you think about my previous video about the Monstera Thai constellations I found for $29.99 at Kroger at a grocery store? So I'm going to be hunting those as well. And I'm going to be doing a lot of big box plant shopping videos. It seems like you guys are more engaged when I do big box store videos, but I will still give you guys local plant nurseries out in the North Dallas area and do plant tourism, which is a term I use where I travel out of town to, visit different types of nurseries just because I want to give you different types of plants. Different types of plants, just because not everybody will always be interested in like indoor aeroids or house plants. Some people might be into outdoor gardening. Let me know in the comments if you want me to just stick to one type of particular plant. I love both though, so it's going to be very difficult for me to not get into the outdoor gardening, because outdoor gardening, whether it's like growing flowers, landscaping with Japanese maples, or even growing my own vegetables, I am all about it. Grow Folds is a channel where if you love plants, there's going to be some type of plant for you. And you can see right over here, we've got some more marigolds. Love marigolds. I'm actually growing marigolds from seed. The marigolds I'm going to grow are going to be white giant marigolds called Eskimo. So we're going to definitely check that out. But these ones, these are definitely not for $24.47. I don't think these marigolds are. Marigolds are easy as well. Now, if you're going to grow marigolds, do not water them or fertilize them with a lot of nitrogen. Otherwise, you'll get more leaves versus their gorgeous orange and yellow blooms. And then Walmart has also stepped it up and made it easy by having container mixes of flowers. So we're going to see right here, I actually really like the look of this petunia as well. Look at that. And this one is already a mixed container. So they've got containers made easy by Better Homes and Gardens. And I like that they have this particular petunia here. It's got more of a very faint pastel purple lavender tone. Nice. And they've got more containers here. This is another coleus plant here. I think this is for $17.88. It's a big planter of coleus plants. Now, if you're going to buy coleus, a good place to buy if you live out in Texas is if you have an HEB. HEB offers large coleus plants for hanging baskets for $8.97. So I think that's the best value. Now with coleus plants, you can literally take cuttings of them and multiply them. They will root very easily. You can just stick them in the ground, stick them in a soil, and they will propagate for you. And then right over here, we got some more petunias. Now these are the purple ones. Gosh, I think petunias are literally going to be some flowers I would like to grow, and I probably need to just get them at Walmart. They've got so many varieties. Like these ones are just regular purple petunias. They've got the ones that are purple candy cane looking petunias, and it says right there they love sun, and Texas has a lot of sun. So we're going to see if I might grow some petunias, or maybe have like a flower bed, maybe have a raised garden bed. I don't know. We're gonna see that. And if I do, you already know, if you are subscribed to my channel, I will definitely feature that content for you. So we're just gonna keep looking at these petunias because they're beautiful.
All of the time we spent together, in our prime we were birds of a feather, different kind. We were laughing through the pain.
And as you can see, we passed by a bunch of flowers. We've got marigolds, impatiens, petunias, some type of ground cover. And this is another coleus plant that I should buy. So I've been buying these, and these are by Garden Experts. So these are going to be a little bit less expensive as compared to the Better Homes and Garden. I like to look at this coleus plant, look at the foliage. And again, very easy to grow plants. They prefer to be more on the wetter side. And the more bright and direct light you can give them, you can actually give them full sun, I believe. And these can be grown indoors as well. I am interested in growing them into like some type of tree. I found an Instagram account that this lady who's based out in Europe grows them, and she grows them very large in her home. So we will see if I can get some type of success. But coleus plants kind of remind me of croton plants, but their care is much easier. They're definitely less finicky, and they're so easy to propagate. So we're gonna definitely see if I can get these to grow. I've already potted some of them up in some 6-inch containers, but I will most likely buy this particular one as well. I don't have this one in my collection. I ended up buying this coleus plant. Now this is from Better Homes and Garden. This one is for $8.78, so it's slightly more expensive, but look at the colors of this particular leaf. Coleus plants, I didn't really pay attention to them until I started looking at some of my older footage of my grandmother and some of the plants she grew. I just remember seeing her and visiting her and how she had just planters of so many coleus plants that she just multiplied from a couple of starter plants. And you know, I like plants. I love free plants. Plants that you can propagate and multiply is amazing. So that's why I also like, you know, indoor plants like the pothos plants. And I like just propagating. And you can see right here, we've got a ton of wax begonias. We've got the red varieties right over here, the pink ones, and I believe we had some of the white ones coming around here. So we'll just admire all of these beautiful flowering plants. Walmart has really stepped up their game. I feel like if you go to Walmart, you'll be able to save on all of your plants because Walmart has some very cost-effective pricing. And now I've panned over here to show you guys all of the vegetable plants, starter plants that you can get at Walmart. These are also by garden experts. So we've got a ton of different types of tomatoes. I will be growing some tomatoes. I've got my brother-in-law actually making some raised grower boxes so I can have some tomatoes there. These are all for $1.97. So you can start tomatoes from seed, and I've done that before, or you can just get a couple of like starter plants so you can get some earlier yields if you do that. And you got some pepper plants here. They've got the garden expert varieties, and they've got Bonnie plants as well. So we'll talk about that in just a second. And you can see right here, we got a petunia Trixie, gorgeous looking petunia here, and that is not a bad price at all for, you know, the hanging baskets of flowering plants. And I do like that they've got orange and yellow flowers. More tomato plants right over here. I'm actually really excited to spend my Saturday tomorrow just gardening and really being outside. You know, being outside and getting sun, getting that vitamin D really puts people in a great mood. And I've had a lot of, you know, last Saturday, somebody very near and dear to me actually had to get rushed to the hospital and get an emergency surgery. So that was really traumatic and emotional for me. So I am just happy that things have worked out. I've been able to stay consistent with my plant content, and just the amount of people that have tuned into my YouTube channel, Growfolds. I really appreciate it. I will be going to PlantCon in Houston in a couple, like 2 weeks from now. So maybe I might run into you guys. I do a lot of plant shopping out in North Dallas. So if you might recognize my voice or see me filming, don't feel free to say hello to me. I know that I'll be meeting up with a couple of viewers, local plant foldies, Steven, hopefully next week, so I can get you your Epipremnum aureum mandula that I found at Lowe's. But this is the only problem I have with this Walmart, and it's because they've got their they've got their indoor tropical plants outdoors, and just the merchandising, like this is the Tradescanthia Nanook that I've seen for the last month and a half. Luckily, it's still living. I almost want to buy it because I want to rescue it. I love Tradescanthia Nanook. It's just like the pink stripe variegation, whatever you want to call it, is really nice, and it is in a nice little planter here. It is starting to get leggy, so you would probably want to cut it back, but you know, when you cut back a Tradescanthia, they actually propagate very easily. But anyways, the problem I have with this Walmart is you can see how their outdoor section, they had a bunch of like very organized plants. Here, they've just kind of stuck all the plants together. Like this one's actually a really nice looking Epipremnum aureum global green pothos. Now this one is by Costa Farms Trending Tropicals for $19.84. I just wish they would have grouped up these plants and merchandise them a little bit better. I think when you merchandise items in general, it makes somebody be more inspired to buy plants. But this right here is honestly a jumbled mess, and that's the only drawback about this particular Walmart. Like, I really wish that they would have taken a little bit more time to really organize their plants. Part of me wants to just be a volunteer and like organize all of the plants to where they're either by the same species, same type, or something like that. I think that they would sell more because people would be more, inclined to actually browse through versus just throwing a bunch of these plants together. Now, plant foldies, leave in the comments if you agree with me, or do you mind just what you see right here? Do you think that this is okay to go shopping, or would you be more prone to like having it a little bit more organized? Maybe I'm just being a little bit more picky, but you can see right here, this is a gorgeous looking syngonium. Now, syngoniums are one of my favorite plants. Syngoniums used to be my #1 plant to grow. Aglaonemas are, but right now aglaonemas have actually been giving me some slight headaches. Some of them have gotten leggy and I'm not sure why. And this is interesting. This is a Ficus lyrata, and Ficus lyrata, or fiddle fig leaf, it was supposed to be considered a finicky plant but the one I've gotten, and I talk about this pretty much in every single video, it's doing very well for me because I found the formula, and that is to give it bright light, leave it in an area that doesn't get moved, and make sure that you stay consistent with your watering schedule, and that's it. It won't drop leaves and it'll actually grow. And right over here, we've got a beautiful Monstera Peru. This is another plant that I need to add to my collection. I just haven't had a chance to do that. So we're gonna see if I can grow that. And then obviously aglaonemas. Aglaonema red siam. You will basically see an aglaonema red siam in every single video I feature because it is a common plant. And also here is an aglaonema silver bay. Gotta love the aglaonema silver bay, another common aglaonema. Now, aglaonemas are very easy to grow. If you are a viewer of mine, I would highly recommend growing an aglaonema as one of your first house plants. Like this one right over here, I'm gonna pan over. This isn't a self-watering planter. So it's got a water reservoir and like a little like wick, so it pulls up the water and that makes it easier. These ones are for $14.97 by Costa Farms. This is an Aglaonema Maria. Now with the aglaonemas that are more green versus like pinks and other variegations, they're a little bit easier to grow. They're a little bit more vigorous. And what I love about aglaonemas are they can tolerate lower light conditions and they don't have to be watered as often. Honestly, watering aglaonemas is probably one way to kill them because they don't like to be overwatered. Here is a Monstera Cobra or a Monstera Stendiana by Costa Farms. This one is for $19.84. I do have one of these and mine is actually highly variegated. I'm really excited to grow it. It's very easy and it's one of those plants that would prefer to grow up a pole. So I have yet to get mine on a pole. I still have it in its self-watering planter. And what a nice looking philodendron pink princess. So this one has some pretty decent variegation. I wouldn't say it's the best variegation. This is by Growers Bench and this one is for $24.48. It's so interesting that a philodendron pink princess can be seen at Walmart. I would say 3 to 4 years ago, that was the it plant and people were spending hundreds of dollars, and now it's not a bad price at all. You can actually get philodendron pink princess on clearance at Walmart for as low as $7. And you can see here, this is another aglaonema, and I've asked this in multiple videos, but I really want to know what the plant ID is for this particular aglaonema, if there is an aglaonema name for it. This one is just labeled aglaonema species, but I love the look of this aglaonema because this aglaonema has some beautiful white stems. I love white stem aglaonemas. I think they're very pronounced and just, I really like the contrast. Here is another Rex Begonia hanging basket here. I do have 3 Rex Begonia that I'm growing. Now, the only thing about Rex Begonia I would suggest is try not to get their leaves wet because they will get mushy and die. It's better to bottom water them, and they prefer to dry out completely before you water them again. And you can see there's just a jumbled mess of different plants here, and I just wish that these were more organized. You can see here though is a Hoya carnosa, Crimson Princess. I love Hoyas because they are another plant that you don't have to water as often. They can tolerate being underwatered. And for me, I am somebody who's super busy, so I don't always water my plants as much as I should. And to my demise, that's probably why some of my plants decline in health. And here is another philodendron pink princess. This one has some really good variegation as well. I think that this Walmart might end up, clearancing out their plants. So if you just wait a little bit longer, you might get that philodendron pink princess for $7. So you can see here is another anthurium. So this is an anthurium that I probably just need to go ahead and buy. I like this anthurium because it's got a unique bloom, and I love how the leaves are dark, or some of the leaves are more darker foliage. Really nice looking one. And anthuriums that are all growing for me in just straight water. So I've converted them in hydroponic. So I basically buy like fish bowls from a craft store like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, put, separate their roots from the soil, clean it out completely and put it in water. And it has really made my care for these anthuriums a lot easier. Plant foldies, have you done hydroponics or anything of that nature? The best types of plants to grow in hydroponics would be like these flowering anthuriums, as well as calatheas, stromanthes, nanthes, maranthas. You know, all of those like prayer plants are a little bit more finicky. And over here, we've got some cute looking bromeliad pineapples. Cool looking plant. I love that they have like a little miniature pineapple. I'm not sure if that's edible, but it is a cute look. And I'm just going to pan over here and show you the rest of the indoor house plants. I am a little disappointed, but they've got some, you know, some decent plant finds here. Stay tuned for the really cool plant find that I'm about to walk up to. But you can see here, this Walmart has a ton of large foliage plants. Now, I would say about a month ago, these were a little bit more healthy looking. They've got a bunch of like majesty palms. They've got some ficus lyrata or fiddle fig leaf. They've got some very large spathiphyllum or peace lilies. I'm actually impressed how like peace lilies can get really large like this. And what I love about peace lilies is obviously they can push out some really cute looking blooms, but I like the foliage of the leaves. I love the texture of the leaves, and you can see how large that bloom is right there. Peace lilies are easy to grow indoors because they can tolerate very low light conditions. Like you can literally grow them in a bathroom that doesn't have a window, and they can still, you know, tolerate that light. Now, peace lilies are a thirsty plant, so you have to make sure you are watering them regularly. If you let them dry out too much, they will just kind of clump up and look like they're about to die. But if you water them, they'll just perk right back up. They are considered what I call a dramatic plant. And right over here, they've got some shelves of a bunch of like pothos or Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. But wait a minute, look at this, look at this, look at this. Plant find, and this is a Chameleon ZZ in a self-watering planter by Costa Farms. This is for $19.84. Look at those leaves. I love it. Oh my gosh. So I am definitely going to have to buy one of these Chameleon ZZs. This one's kind of struggling, but that is super cool. And what I like about, you know, ZZ plants in general, like I've gotten a Raven ZZ on clearance for $7. I'll pay full price for this one because I don't know if I'm going to ever find another Chameleon ZZ. You can see that this one is probably the one I'm going to get just because they've got some new growth. But do you see this Chameleon ZZ? Now, for those that are out in North Texas and live in McKinney, Frisco, or in that area, this is the Walmart out in Lake Road. So definitely check that out because look at this. They've got a ton of Chameleon ZZ. So that's the interesting thing about Costa Farms. They have waves of different types of trending tropicals that they release. So now they've released a bunch of Chameleon ZZs. Plant foldies, let me know in the comments if you are finding some Chameleon ZZs. What do you think about this? So like now I have 3 different types of ZZs. I've got a regular green ZZ, I've got a Raven ZZ, and now I've got a Chameleon ZZ. I'm looking to get a ZZ Zenzi, which is more of a compact ZZ, and I want to get a variegated ZZ, but this is a gorgeous looking plant. Now, I didn't think I was gonna find it. Yeah, that's why it's always, you know, I always recommend anybody who's ever going to like a big box store, don't think you're not going to go in there and find like a really cool plant, even though maybe some of the plants may not be as healthy looking, or maybe they just have a lot of outdoor plants. Like I really wouldn't have thought that there would be a bunch of Chameleon ZZs sitting with a bunch of these like golden pothos. Now, don't get me wrong, I love golden pothos. I would recommend everybody that's watching this video right now to add a golden pothos in your collection because they're easy. And you can see right here another Alocasia silver dragon. Mine is doing okay. I wouldn't say it's as perfect as when I first bought it, but we will see. I'm not sure, but that is a nice looking pothos for sure. And there's tons of them. These are by Garden Expert. These are hanging baskets for $9.97 or $10.97. And here is a Dieffenbachia Sublime, or what Costa Farms would call a Dieffenbachia Sparkle. So I missed the opportunity to get one that was a little bit larger for $14, but this one's for $9.97. So like I really didn't intend on adding a Dieffenbachia, but heck, I bought a Dieffenbachia cool beauty. It's a trending tropicals that I found at a grocery store of all places. And now this one I found another Dieffenbachia. I will be growing my Dieffenbachia outside just because I can get more bright light for it. And you can see right here, look at that. That kind of matches the look of some of the plants. They've got that bright yellow tone about it. I am so excited to have found a Chameleon ZZ. Now, if you are a plant foldie, and hopefully maybe I can meet most of you guys out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, if there are plants that you're looking for, send me a direct message on Instagram. If I run into it, I might potentially buy it for you. Maybe we can meet up and you can just reimburse me for that. But again, if you are subscribed to my channel, I am literally in a Walmart, a Home Depot, a big box store, some grocery store every single day, you know, filming content for you guys. So I would like to make those connections. Now I'm going to show you just some more of these outdoor plants. You can see some azaleas, and guys, look at here. This is another Hedera helix, or what you would call a Hedera helix. That is an English ivy. You know the whole story. If you've been watching my videos, I talk about English ivies and my love-hate relationship with them. And then right over here, we've got some ajuga plants. This is some type of ground cover. I do like this a lot. I'm actually growing this in a container outside with the hopes of possibly growing that indoors. We'll see as a house plant, but I'm going to pan over here and show you just some more of these roses. Now, these are what you call these are not roses, sorry, bougainvilleas. And I do like the color of this particular bougainvillea. Bougainvillea come in many different colors. I've seen some of the yellow ones, even, and orange ones. Those are a little bit more uncommon, but they've got some more roses right over here. And what I like about roses, especially for southern gardens, especially in Texas, is roses actually thrive better in hotter conditions. The one thing I will say about roses is do not water the leaves, or try not to get the leaves wet or let it sit wet. That's when you get fungus diseases, and that's when they get a little bit more finicky. And you can see here, we've got some more azaleas. I love azaleas. I'm really happy that the two Satsuki azalea that I have in my outdoor garden in the backyard are doing very well. I bought them at Metro Maple, and again, the Metro Maple's Japanese nursery video I uploaded, I think 2 days ago. It didn't get as many views as like the typical big box store. So if you are watching this video, please give that content a chance. I really hope that you guys can take the time to look at that Japanese maple video. And if you have already watched it, maybe watch it and leave a comment. I really want to spread a little bit more awareness of different types of plants versus just indoor house plants. I really want to get into outdoor gardening. I don't know if that's really a thing or if I should stay to a specific niche. I am more of like a lover of all plants. So let me know what kind of content you want to see. And you can see here, we've got a bunch more of cordyline tea plants for $5.84. That is not a bad price at all. And then we've got some dracaenas right here. Some Dracaena marginata, just a juvenile form. I'm going to walk over here and show you these Ficus lyrata. These are actually not a bad price at all, and they actually look really nice. These are for $19.47, but as always, please hit the like button for this video. I'm going to go ahead and end this video and hopefully get you guys some content. Right now, this is Richie at Growfold, and please subscribe to my channel. I will see you tomorrow, the day before Easter, and I'll catch up with you guys soon. Bye.